Today, we're jumping into one of the biggest challenges and opportunities in healthcare, diabetes. But what if an app could be more than just a simple tracker? What if it could become a genuine clinical tool that literally changes lives? Well, in this explainer, we're going to lay out the founder's roadmap to build exactly that. Let's get right into it.
First things first, let's talk about a number that should grab any founder's attention. The global market for diabetes management is on track to soar past $300 billion by 2030. I mean, this isn't just a market. It's a full-blown revolution in how we handle a condition affecting hundreds of millions of people. This digital shift isn't some far-off trend. It's happening right now.
And this quote right here, it just nails the entire concept. A modern diabetes app isn't just a gadget for logging numbers. It's a true clinical tool. It supports care in ways a traditional once-every-few-months doctor's visit just can't compete with. We're talking about a system that actually improves patient outcomes, gives doctors the data they desperately need, and makes proactive care a reality instead of a buzzword.
So what does this digital health revolution actually look like in the real world? Well, it's patients using things like continuous glucose monitors, getting real-time digital coaching on their phones, and having remote check-ins with their care teams. You know, these apps are quickly becoming the mission control for modern diabetes care.
But what is it that makes these apps so effective? Why are they so much more than just a convenience? Let's really break down their core value, both for the people living with diabetes and for the doctors trying to help them.
It really boils down to these 4 pillars. First, you've got real-time visibility, which just wipes out all the guesswork. Then there are early alerts, which can literally prevent a dangerous health event before it happens. Third is the clinical connection, which lets doctors see the patterns and step in proactively. And finally, patient motivation, using features like coaching to make the day-to-day grind of managing diabetes feel a little less overwhelming.
This chart just puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? We are leaving behind a world of scattered, infrequent visits and purely reactive care, and we're stepping into an era of real-time data, super precise tracking, and proactive intervention. This isn't just an upgrade, it is a fundamental shift in how we approach chronic illness management. Okay, so the why is crystal clear. Now for the fun part, the how. How do you actually build one of these things? Let's walk through our development blueprint and see how an idea transforms into a fully functional clinical tool.
So the first big decision you got to make is your focus. Who are you building this for? Are you going to zero in on type 1 diabetes, where precise insulin calculations are everything? Or maybe focus on type 2, where it's more about lifestyle and medication reminders? Perhaps you'll build a hybrid that uses AI to give recommendations, or go all in on a platform that integrates with all the latest wearables and pumps. Each path serves a different need, and believe me, comes with its own unique technical hurdles.
Now, before you write a single line of code, you have to answer this question. Seriously, what is the core clinical purpose of your app? Is it about changing behavior? Is it about tracking glucose, supporting insulin dosing? Is it for patients, clinicians, or both? This one decision will define your entire product, from top to bottom.
Once you have that purpose locked in, you can start building the foundation. This means mapping out your key features, everything from basic glucose tracking to maybe an AI that can predict blood sugar spikes based on what someone ate. And then you have to craft a user experience that is simple, intuitive, and maybe even a little calming. Remember, this app is going to be a daily companion for someone, so it has to feel completely effortless to use.
All right, next up is the build and test phase. This is where your team gets to work building the back end, the actual patient app, and any portals for clinicians. If you're using AI, this is where you train and validate your models. Then comes the most critical step, the one you absolutely cannot skimp on: testing. In a clinical app, a data error isn't just a bug. It can have real health consequences. You have to rigorously test everything: data accuracy, connectivity, security, with real patients and doctors before you even think about launching.
Okay, now for the question every founder is thinking about. How much does all this cost? Let's be real. Building a clinical-grade diabetes app is a serious investment, and the final price tag really depends on your ambition.
So as you can see, the costs pretty much fall into 3 main buckets. A basic app will get you started for around $80,000 to $150,000. An advanced app that integrates with devices, you're looking at the $150,000 to $300,000 range. And a full platform with AI can easily go north of $400,000. The key things that drive up the cost are those device integrations, handling real-time data streams, and, this is a big one, regulatory compliance like HIPAA, which adds a whole lot of complexity and cost.
All right, you've built it and you've funded it. So, how do you make it a sustainable business?
Let's dive into the monetization models and take a peek at what the future holds.
The good news is you've got several proven ways to generate revenue. You could go with a subscription model, which is great for predictable recurring income. Or you could go for the big fish and license your platform to entire hospitals. That's a much longer sales process, but the contracts are huge. You could also partner with hardware companies, offer premium add-ons, or even get reimbursed by insurance. The key is to pick the model that aligns perfectly with your product and your target audience.
So here's the bottom line, the big takeaway from all of this. The opportunity in diabetes care is, well, it's massive, both in terms of its clinical impact and its commercial potential. The founders and the teams that are building strategically right now, the ones aligning their clinical purpose, their features, and their business model, they are the ones who are going to define the future of this entire industry.
So we'll leave you with this to think about. We've come a long way, but technology is accelerating like crazy. With AI getting smarter, wearables getting smaller and more powerful, and new sensors popping up all the time, what will the next 10 years of digital diabetes care even look like? What new possibilities are we about to unlock for millions of patients worldwide?